Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 96 of my brand new comics haul series, where I show you every comic I picked up at the local comic shop every single week, and I tell you a little bit about every single issue. So this week was really light for me. I've only got 4 issues. Compared to some of the last couple weeks, I've still got some catching up to do on some of my reading, so I'll appreciate this break. But we do have some pretty good ones this week. Nothing too big, no new issue number 1s or anything like that. But we'll just get started here with Marvel Comics. I've got 2 issues from them, both of ongoing series that are pretty far into their runs at this point. This first one here, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 18. So John Romita Jr. cover here again. The artwork inside, though, isn't by him. We've got some guest art for this Dark Web storyline that's been going on for the last 4 or 5 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. As far as I know, this is the last tie-in issue to Dark Web that we're having with ASM. The next issue is the Omega issue of Dark Web that wraps everything up. I've only been getting the Amazing Spider-Man stuff and those Mary Jane and Black Cat tie-ins. At first, I was really saying that I hated this event, right? I don't know if you guys remember, but there's been some pretty mixed reactions from the comic book community in general. But I just thought we didn't really get enough in each issue. The premise was kind of cool. It's Chasm and Madeline Pryor, who are both clones of famous Marvel heroes, right? They're getting their revenge. They're teaming up and invading New York City and unleashing all these demons from Limbo. But with the last issue of ASM, we got Peter brought down to Limbo himself from Ben Reilly, right? So now he's trapped in this world. It became kind of a comedic thing, which Zeb Wells, the writer, is pretty good at, where he's trapped down here with all these weird people that are imitating characters in Amazing Spider-Man history. I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of brought me back in. I'm curious to see where they wrap up this arc of ASM, and then the next one is supposed to reveal whatever happened with him and Mary Jane 6 months ago and all that. I'm not loving this Amazing Spider-Man run so far, but that issue did kind of bring me back, that last one. I keep on forgetting to show artwork. I want to show a page in here. We've also got this new Spider-Man character called Wreck Wrapped, which is I think Parker backwards, right? So kind of a take on him, but it's this Limbo demon. There's a couple pages of artwork. Clean artwork by Ed McGuinness, I'll say that much. So it's been nice to have this guest artwork on this arc. But that's Amazing Spider-Man number 18. Next issue I've got here, though, is another Marvel one. This one is Thor number 30. So I think this is just a little 2-issue story arc they were doing. This is supposed to wrap it up. But for the foreseeable future, we've got Torrin Grönbeck writing this book, right? This is Donny Cates' ongoing series. He wrote every single issue up until 29 when Torrin Grönbeck took over, right? I think the writing choice was a good one. She did a really good job with that last issue, tying back into the whole Thanos storyline, that premonition that Thor had when he saw into the Black Winter, that foe that can show you your future, right? And he saw Thanos with this Infinity Gauntlet, or I think it was Mjolnir with all the Infinity Stones embedded in it, right? So he's been exploring what that could possibly mean, going back into Thanos' history to figure out what's going to end up happening with Thanos in the future. Now that Thanos is back alive in the Marvel Universe, right after the recent Eternals run, he was resurrected. We know that he's an Eternal now, and we've got this new daughter. I guess it's Thor's sister, right? It's a daughter of Freya and Odin that's getting involved. We haven't seen her in too many storylines. This new baby. I think she came out of the whole War of the Realms event a few years ago, but it's good to see her actually getting the spotlight because it's kind of a big deal for Thor to have a baby sister, right? So artwork is by Nick Klein in here. We've got the main artist back on it, even though Donny Cates isn't writing this anymore. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him. I did hear that he had a divorce that he's going through, so that might be why he's been taking such a big break from his Marvel titles. He quit Hulk, and we don't know when he's going to come back onto Thor, so we'll see. Great artwork in this book, though, as you can tell by Nick Klein. He's been sticking around in this title, and I'm glad for that. Thor issue number 30, we'll see how long it is with Torrin Grönbeck writing. It could be forever, we'll see. Next issue, though, this is one from Image Comics. Pretty big release this week for fans of this series. It's the only one I got from them, but this one is Saga, issue number 61. So it's been 6 months since we had an issue of Saga. For whatever reason, the creators needed to take a 6-month break. I think the last issue came out in June. I'm not sure that if they're going to end up just taking a 6-month break after finishing 6 issues. That seems kind of crazy. I mean, I know it's just 2 creators on this pretty much. It's just Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, right? I think Staples does all the artwork herself also, which I'll show some of the interior in here. So that would make sense as to why they would need to take such a long break, I guess, but a whole half year seems kind of insane. I'm hoping they pump these issues out a little bit more quickly because it's a little bit too long of a break. I forgot some of the stuff that was happening. I will say also that they just increased the price on this book. When Saga first had its big return last year, After being gone for like 6 months, they still had a $3 price tag, which is really nice. Now they're upping it up, though. It makes sense. I guess it was just a nice temporary thing to have that low price tag. But really awesome artwork in here. The story is about this kid Hazel, who is the daughter of like these two alien races that are at war with each other, and she's been hunted down her whole life. Follows her upbringing, and yeah, it's a saga, right? That's what the title of the comic is. I'm looking forward to getting back into this. This is one of my favorite series. That's Saga, issue number 61. The last issue that I've got for this new comic haul, though, pretty small week for me. This one is Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 3. So the first two issues of this series were a pretty pleasant surprise. That first issue wasn't great, but I wanted to give issue 2 a chance, and I really liked that one. That one totally brought me in. Jason Aaron is the writer on this. It's his first like independent comic in a little while, and he's probably my favorite writer in the comics industry now that I think about it, because between like Avengers Assemble, that Avengers event that he's doing to end off his Avengers run, Punisher, and this, these are like some really great titles, some of my favorites. So this one specifically, though, the title is kind of in the name. It's like a post-apocalyptic thing, this wasteland that our two main characters are traveling through. One of them is really lighthearted. He was living in this mansion, this bunker that he created for himself, all alone with like all the supplies he could need. But the other character, who's right here on the cover, I'm forgetting their names. She has been like going through this ravaged wasteland, finding her way through it all this time, and he's just joining her. So interesting dynamic between the characters. Each issue is oversized also. Kind of simplistic, like thick line work, artwork in here, but we do have like these sequences at the end of every issue that fast forward like long into the future when our main character is really old, right? It's by a different artist also. So it kind of shows like the epic scope of whatever Jason Aaron is building to, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this. Here's another page of artwork there. So that's Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. I'm not sure, like how long this is going to go, but it seems like Jason Aaron's got a big plan for it if people keep on buying it. I'll definitely keep on with this. It's a great series so far. That's about it for this week's new comic haul, though. I appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Let me know what you picked up. Was a light week for you also, or did you get some good books this week? Let me know all that down in the comments section below. Also, if you want to show a little bit more support to the channel, if you've been liking the videos, you can also hit the subscribe button down below. We're getting closer and closer to that 500 subscriber milestone. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.